And we're live. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to TSM Place. Yeah, I'm TSM, aka the Stone Monkey. So, what are we doing today? So, today, February the 1st, 2019, we're going to take a look at the wartime classic aerial shooter, which is World of Warplanes. This one's been out for quite some time. It sort of died off a little while ago, and then they brought back a version 2. So, I thought we'd take a little look and see if it's better than what it used to be. It wasn't too popular. It had a few issues and that stuff. World of Warships is obviously from Wargaming Net, is obviously from the same manufacturer. So this one though didn't seem to hit it off too well. I've had a little dabble, as I always do before I sort of go on a live stream, and it's not too bad. It's a bit more slower, a little bit more. It's not so frantic as you know some of the free-to-play sort of games that Wargaming Net sort of put out. But anyway, we'll have a little look and we'll see what you think about it. Put some comments in down below if you're watching this afterwards, or join me in the live chat. Don't really mind. Anyway, right. So this is the game screen. I'll just bring on the sound. There's a bit of background sound. So we're in an aircraft hangar, which is pretty standard. Clearly, it's free to play, but obviously it's never free to win, always. But you can do pretty well in this game and not actually have to put out any money whatsoever, which is clearly for this year what I'm actually pushing towards in gaming in general, and trying to push forward that you can still have some fun online, and it doesn't actually have to cost you anything at all. These are the real low-level warplanes. Obviously, if you go up similar to World of Warships, this is a level 1 plane, which I've had a few hours on and managed to update a couple of other planes as well in the same tech tree. So similar to World of Warships, then you actually just go to the upgrades area, and this is the actual upgrades for the airplane itself, which you can get a few. There's not a huge amount, but you can get a few. And then obviously, you can go up to the tech tree itself then and look at the other aeroplanes that are available. There are some, various different strands. As it says then, that you've got fighters over in this column here, multi-role combat planes in this one here, so the ground attack and air attack as well. Again, down this row here, and then obviously there's attack aircraft, and then there's bombers as well. Not all tech trees have everything, but you can skip from one to the other. There we go. There's the specialist sort of, high purchase premium aircraft, like there are in Warships for ships. So there's a few, but not too many. But across all the different tech trees, there's enough to get you going, sort of stuff. Anyway, rightly or wrongly, not sure why, but I obviously went for the USSR tech tree. Just no particular reason. I went for the Japanese ships, and this time I've gone for the USSR sort of planes. I'll pick something else when I eventually get around to looking at World of War tanks as well, or water tanks. But that's where we're on at the moment. Yeah, so tech tree, you can look in the depot, and these are things obviously you own, and you can obviously buy and sell, and you need to sort of sell them every now and again if you wish to proceed up the tech tree, but obviously not have to buy new space in your hangar, because I'm not personally into that. But yeah, but there are obviously, like before, the other nations and their level 1 planes, they don't actually cost you anything, so you can get rid of them and bring them back again as well. So hangar itself then, like I say, you get the free slots along the bottom, and then basically it's 6 slots is what you get for nothing along the bottom, which gives you ideally one of each of the tech trees. But you can get rid of some of the nations as well, which is what I've done. Settings, things I advise to do first, or which I learned very early on. You can go into the settings themselves then, and because it's mouse operated, and for the movements of up and down, left and right for the airplane itself, I definitely noted that you had to bring the mouse sensitivity up really high. Okay, I mean, I've got a high DPI mouse and that sort of stuff, which I sort of messed around with the settings, and actually I just found it easy to bring the mouse sensitivity all the way to the top. It did make life a lot easier, to be honest. The graphics you can auto balance that as soon as you go in, but it generally sets itself up, and I haven't really had to play around too much. In the advanced setting though, there are other things as well, and you can move around things like the roll rate and that sort of stuff, and change flaps and those sort of things. So there are things you can do. Not a huge amount, to be honest. there are, you know, when you go to the all controls, there are obviously special sort of other items that you can, you know, once we get later sort of airplanes as well, you can bring on extra weapon types and that sort of stuff. But in general terms, as ever, just sort of get a speed up in air speed, obviously you press the W, and to slow down ish is S. Obviously banking left is A and banking right is D. That's about it. The rest of it's moving your mouse around. Left button sort of obviously sort of like engages in your with your guns and that sort of stuff, and right click can't quite remember what it does. Not a lot. I haven't played that much, to be honest. For me, because I've actually got this one fitted, if you can see there, they add on the little tiny rockets. If I scroll the mouse wheel forward and then press R, then that lets them go. Anyway, that's sort of about it. There are some daily achievements that you can pick up as well, which are all down here, which you can, if you don't like the ones, you can replace the mission with a different mission. Some of them are quite easy to do, like get 30 air kills, which is pretty straightforward, to be honest. It just takes time, and it's free anyway, so it doesn't sort of like only last for the one day as well. It lasts for a little while. So if you put the mouse over it, there you go. So there's an example: assisted destroying required number of aerial targets, and it's 11 out of 30 so far. So we'll see if you can up that as well. Each tier, as you can see there, look, you've got tier 1 to 4. Obviously, gives you the boost of obviously 10k with credits, and then obviously the higher the tier of the aircraft you're using, the more credits you get, which is fair enough, isn't it? Like I said, I've only just started out, but a couple of hours on this, and I haven't really played too much. Right, let's get into a flight mode, shall we? I've tried we'll try the level 1 plane, we'll do the level 2, and then we'll have a look at the difference between a couple of levels as well. So let's get into battle, and we'll show you what happens. It does take a little while to kick in these ones here, and once you're up, really, to be honest, it does take about 30 seconds to a minute to get into a match, because you are matching against real-time players. But once you found, and sometimes it actually tells you as well that you've not found anybody for your sort of level, but actually it still seems to find some people anyway, and you can generally tell the difference between the bots and real players, because there's a huge difference, especially when you look at the final scores as well, because the bots don't tend to really have such a high number of high scorers as real-time players as well. They're not the greatest at flying, but we'll see how it goes. Right, like I said, so once you get off on, and it recommends you to have a little look. Here we go. It recommends you to have a little look, and by pressing tab, you can look at the battle map area.
Attention! You are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
So there's an overall overhead visual, basically. But by pressing the tab once you get going, you can actually have a little look at how many areas there are to control. We can see where we're coming in then from. This time from the right, enemy coming in from the left, obviously. And ideally, it's best to try and pick up the airfields first, rather than the staging points, if you can. Okay, battle starting. Let's have a go. So, bring up the map then. If I concentrate on this area here, it will send a signal to the team. And as you can see there on the left hand side, it's done so. So doesn't mean they want to follow me, it just means gives them an indication of the way I'm heading, or intend to head anyway. Now if you head into an airfield, they've got ground defense, anti-aircraft in other words, so just be cautious obviously flying into them, because they will shoot at you.
Pilots,
here we go.
Get ready for action. Let's go.
So there we go. So that's me zooming in then with the mouse wheel to show obviously a zoomed in version of what the pilots can see. Now if I press the W key, you'll see in the center that it'll say boost, but it only lasts for a few seconds on these sort of planes. So there you go. 3, 2, 1, and then it'll say your engine's overheated. So try and let it go beforehand. Down here then you can see that there's an ACAT gun. He's going to take that one out for us nicely. I'll see if I can find another one. There's one there, look. And if I press R, then I should. If I can get it. It's gone, yeah. Okay. So now we need to worry about some airplanes, don't we? So at the moment we're just hitting and trying to kill off then some Autobot planes, really. These aren't other players. These are the ones that automatically defend the airfield themselves. Let's just say I'm not the best at flying, but hey, it's a bit of fun. Whoa, excellent. So you'll notice that these then, there comes someone to retaliate. So this is the enemy coming in now instead. So the ones with the white power bars, they were the defenders of the airfield. Whereas these ones here, these are the enemy coming in from the other side. So this is one of their bombers. He wants to basically come and try and take the airfield back because he didn't quite show very well. Right. Whoops. I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at. And my engine is damaged, so I better let my guns cool down a little bit. And I'm on fire, or my engine's on fire anyway. Right, so you'll notice then, if I press tab again then, that this zone here now is blue. Okay, that means that we own it. It doesn't mean we can't lose it, it just means that we own it, and we can actually, because it's an airfield, we can choose once we die to launch from here as well, which is quite handy. So my engine's gone from red back to yellow, so that's not too bad. You can choose just to defend an area and just stay around that site, or you can choose to move on to the next area. So pressing the tab, look, the center one is obviously the closest one, but people that have died and then are spawning again, look, have come and they're generally going up to the first target on the right hand side. Somebody must have landed in the water down there. So we've got some incoming. Are they coming in high? Are they coming low? They're coming in high. Okay. Can't climb too fast because you stall, but let's see if I can go and greet some of them. Need to be a bit careful. So whilst I've actually got somebody somewhere behind me, I'm also trying to kill him at the same time. Ooh, let him go round. You'll fly underneath me, I'll pick him up again. Yeah. He's quicker than me. So just because I'm in a level 1 airplane doesn't mean that he'll be in a level 1 airplane. He can be in level 1 or level 2 airplanes at this level, so they actually have more hit points or life points than me. And obviously some of them, particularly level 2, they have a somebody in the back of the plane defending from the rear, fighting and shooting backwards, so I'm doing too well here. My engine's not in the best of state. He's still there though. So we've actually gone over to the next area now. So hopefully in a minute you'll see my damage bar down below my airplane. Got him. I've got an enemy behind me. There he is. So I can pop around and get him. So my health bar is down the bottom, which is reading 35 at the moment. And we've just taken it over, that's nice. Let's see if we can get rid of the rest of these airplanes. So this guy's chasing me and I'm chasing him. Clearly you need to fire slightly in front. Bang, dead. You fire slightly in front, then obviously by the time the rounds get there, then obviously they connect with the airplane. That just takes a bit of practice. Somewhere behind me there's an airplane. Where are you? No, he's flying. He is behind me, literally. There he is, and he got me. Which is good and timely. So, we can show you what we can do now. So it sounds like I've died and the game's over, but it's actually not on this one here. So up until the squall comes, which is basically like bad weather, you have the choice to then reposition yourself. So I can actually start from here if I wish, because we own this airfield. And here we go, look, I've started now from down this place instead of over here. Not sure it's a wise idea or not, but there's an airplane coming in. It's probably a Japanese one, yes. Okay. See the difference in flight characteristics when it's somebody actually in the plane. This guy's all over the place, doing his darndest to avoid me. Well, he didn't do very well. but 2 of us on one is just not good, is it? Right, so we are done.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Okay, so that's sort of called the squall line, as they call it. That sort of confused me a little bit.
They've almost got us.
But actually, what it's saying is you can respawn for free. It takes a little time out, but you can respawn for free up until that counter gets to 0. So you can basically come back in the game. But once it's gone to 0, then that's it. If you die, you don't get to come back in the battle. So if your plane's in a bit of a bad way, just before that counter gets to 0, it could be a good idea just to crash onto the ground, because then you come back with full life. Full health, you know. Which means then obviously you can probably last a bit longer. There we go. That's it. So we're not doing too bad. We've got 3, they've got 2, and that's indicated up here as well. Look. So to the left and right, the balance of the game. Let's go over and assist if we can. See, I had the W key pushed down too long then, so yeah, you can see down by the shown here. You can see then I've still got pressing the R button. Look, I've still got 2 rockets available if I wish to use them. So my crew health is at full, which is nice. It tells you how many points you've got so far as well. And no, I'm not doing too bad. However, he's doing considerably better. So see the difference between the level 1 planes and level 2 planes. Okay. So if I can speed this old dragon up a little bit. If you press the X button, it should give you an indicator as to where the closest plane is to you. Yeah, so it did. Basically saying below me. And there it is, look. So that's a bomber, is it? Or a light bomber coming in? Try and take out some of our goodies. I'm flying a bit too fast this plane. Somebody is definitely trying to rip me apart. Whoa, who is it? Oh, and I'm out. There we go. Yeah, so that was that chap with the level 2 plane, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, AR-67, let's have a look. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? But all is not lost, you know. Well, it is at the moment. I mean, so AR-6, yeah, so this is the guy with the level 2 plane. Okay, he's look at that. He's doing considerably better than what I was. So I was doing okay up to a point. He's got 18,800 points already, so he's probably maxed that one out. It looks like he's got some pretty decent firepower on it. But anyway, it's like I say, it's not all lost. We can, as you see down the bottom then.
You've done what you could. Go back to base.
Well, I did okay. I wouldn't say it's perfect. But you can actually follow other people as well then, which we will have a look at that in the next battle. Like I said, the battles last about 5-3 minutes, not too much longer. And then once you've completed them, obviously you go back to the hangar. What's nice is, you know, everything's fixed and you can fight again. So it's a nice quick turnaround. Let's have a look at the battle results first then. And we'll have a look at our rain of bullets and see if we've actually managed to up our daily tasks as well. So you get obviously some medals. So flying startler, there you go. Awarded for destroying at least 3 aerial targets. Okay. What have we got this one here then? Awarded for each at least 2 battles in a row, getting 5,000 points in each of the 2 battles. Yeah, so each one of these obviously, and then you can go and view these, you know, these challenge campaign medals basically as you go along. That's the sort of rank you sort of hit at the day, and that's the position, or basically in your group. That's where you sat basically. So what did I get then? So did okay, not too bad. You can look at obviously your personal scores, like I say, in depth. It'll tell you sort of like where your progress is. Here we go. And this obviously relates exactly then to obviously the ones over here, which is quite nice. Yeah, it's not horrendous. Tells you how many capture points you get. Certain things worth different things. Okay, different points. So just bear that in mind then. So your capture points received, obviously there was 180, which is quite nice, you know. And that's why the capture points for certain areas are worth a lot more. The airports particularly, or the airfields are definitely worth more. And then obviously team score, you can see where you sat, amongst your peers. So whilst it looked like I was doing okay, actually, because I'm a level 1 plane, it rated me at higher than obviously the person that was actually in the level 2 plane there. Interesting that he's on a HS 123 hours, look. Or whatever that HS 123 means, I'm not really sure. Is that the type of plane, is it? I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, it looks like it is, doesn't it? Or is that, what does that say? I5, yeah, it is, it's a plane type, so whatever the HS 123 is, let's have a look. Well, P23, we said that was one of the American ones, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not really sure about those. So obviously those logos there are for different types. Maybe different nations even. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've only just started playing. So that was obviously my the rank obviously is based against the points. So he got 20k then. Wow, flipping heck, that's an awful lot. If you find a friend on the game and that sort of stuff, then obviously you can hit them up, add them as friends and that stuff. You can go into sorties together and those sort of things. And some people will send you an invite to do that. But yeah, as you can see on this one here, then 1 more point rain of bullets. I didn't actually do too well myself shooting people down that time. Right, there you go. That's a level 1 plane. Let's go to a level 2 plane. This is the next one up in the tier. So interesting on this one here. Excuse me a second. Oh, sorry about that. So it's this one here then, you notice that when I zoomed in the center mouse wheel, and obviously that's the sort of targeting device that these little old biplanes have got. Alright, so that's what basically the pilot is looking down when he's actually trying to zoom in and focus where he's going to drop his rockets. And this one's got them fitted as well, so I managed to get this one kitted out. I don't think there are any more upgrades for this one to do. I'm not really sure. Let's have a little look. I think I've got it all on. Yeah, it's not exactly the... So there was a couple of upgrades for the engine. There was a slight adjustment to the frame itself, which gives you some more hit points, which is quite nice. And I was able to then put the rockets on. They do say drop the rockets off when you go into air-to-air combat because it causes instability. But I don't know. I'm not that good at flying at the moment myself anyway, so not sure. Right. Anyway, okay, we'll give this one a crack and see what it's like. It's the same sort of thing. So this is a this is a multi-role airplane as well. It's not a dedicated fighter, not a dedicated bomber. So in fact, yeah, we'll have a look. Let's press battle. Like I say, it takes a little while to get in, but it's yeah, hell, it's only time, isn't it? Like I say, it's not, as you noticed already, it's not as fast-paced, I don't think, as the action that you get on things like, World of Warships and definitely World of Tanks, So if you want a more slower-paced sort of game, or just be able to fight a battle and then step away and do something else, it's a little bit more controlled, I think, a bit more relaxed. It's probably not for everybody, but for some people that want a slower-paced game with a little bit of action and then just to step away, and then it's not too bad. You won't get that many battles in. That's the only thing I noticed as well. Then I think in like half an hour you might get four battles in. Whereas on World of Warships of the previous month, last month, I was sort of previewing that. You can definitely get 5-minute battles and then 30 seconds later straight into another battle. So this one does take a little bit longer. Here we go.
Attention. You are entering the combat zone. Get ready for battle. Good luck.
So we're going straight in this time then. This one's slightly different then. So we're entering from the left then. Let's see where everybody goes. Maybe I just follow people this time. So remember, I'm in a tier 2 plane. Let's see the difference that makes, if any at all. See if we do any better. So you notice that you can obviously do team chat as well, which is fine.
You are approaching the front line.
And down the bottom as well, it tells you, bottom left anyway. I'm against that's better. I was against the snow, couldn't see it. But bottom left, obviously, you've got a white outline there of your plane and obviously the pilot himself. And obviously they'll go from red to amber as you take damage. Well, this one's got a few more weapons. Right, okay. there's people in front of me, so they must be below. They are. Yeah, okay. I don't think they'll be above me. No, there isn't. So my wind speed, my forward speed and my altitude meter is on, and obviously my inclination meter as well. So that's basically right, flying parallel, and as I move it up, look, I'm going up at, climbing at 10 meters per second, or I think that's what it is, or elevation of plus 10. Not really taking much note of the battle. And my speed, as you can see, is, if I drop down, it's going to increase at 250, 260, 270, so I'll go and shoot something, haven't I? Oh, right. Let's go actually take part in a battle, shall we? Wow, that's close. Well, he's dogfighting me now. Look at, I'm trying to get him and he's trying to get me. Try and get to shoot just in front of him if I can. There he goes. Right. So the right, so we've got that area there. That's secure now. Let's go over and help the others in the middle. Where is it? We need to go that way. Right, okay. Oh, it's through this gap. I see. Ah, so we've captured 2 areas now. Right. Okay. Moving to the middle one. Be good to collect this airfield if we could, because then obviously we can spawn from the centre of the map. That'd be quite nice. If you're unsure what to do, obviously you can press F1 as well. F1 gives you a descriptor bar of basically what's ahead of you and what's going on. So, a rough idea. Bear in mind, so we don't own this, so we might need to knock out some ACAT guns. Looks like somebody might have already. No rockets left to launch. Good. Ah, they're above me this time. Bad angle. Enemy on my tail. Whoa, let's get out of the way then. Who is that? Whoa, flew right through me. Yeah, something tells me I would have crashed, and so would have he, but hey ho. Yeah, that's the realities of gameplay versus real life. Not that I've ever flown a plane, but I got a funny feeling that would have finished me off. And him too. Okay, so wings operational. I'm not sure how they fixed themselves in mid-air, but they did. Getting shot by that proper enemy. Right, there he is there. Look. Oh, I'm dead. That was pretty obvious. My life points were not the best. Right, okay, where can I spawn from? So it looks like I'm having to go all the way back, doesn't it? Yeah. We're not doing too bad, to be honest. Hey ho. What have I got so far? 1,250. Right, let's continue the battle. Let's get straight back into it if I can. Over this ridge line. Let's climb a little bit. Yeah, too much talking, not enough flying. Look, 1,250. Quite behind, I mean. And there's a lot of activities. All those little red dots are airplanes. And there is a lot of them. He's the closest one, look. If I press the X, oh no, there he is there at 900 and something. I'm under ACAC fire, so I need to be a little bit careful. Need to weave around a little bit. keep chasing him. Getting there slowly. Okay. Let's go. Cat guns are trying to take me out, which is not helping. I'm bound to have something on my tail limit. There we go. Oh, my wing's damaged again. Closest person's right behind me. Oh, and that was definitely a... Yeah, mono, look at that.
You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Here we go then. So, probably about 30 seconds left before the squall comes in and I won't be able to respawn. So, it's not a bad time to start again. Come along then. We're still doing okay. We're slightly ahead of them. Not much, but slightly. Oh yeah, 12 seconds to go. Wow. Let's go over here and take out these ones that are trying to take over our zone.
There's a heavy storm here.
That's
Unable
it.
to proceed. Return into base. Do you copy?
Reinforcements cannot be called in. You can't respawn, basically. So you can see there's quite a large bomber there. If I zoom in, you can see, and there he is. He's trashing ground targets. If he's going to crash, did he? Oh, he flew through a building. How's that possible? Right, he's trying to trash the place. Let's see if we can get him. Oh no, he decided to commit Harry-Carry, so that's okay. Somewhere over here, in fact. There he is. There's another one. If there's too much damage, let's see if we can take him out. I just slow my plane down if I can, because they do fly considerably slower. There we go. Watch my airspeed as I don't stall. There we go. Done. Right, where are we heading to next? Let's turn around. This isn't. So they've got the centre airfield. That's slightly annoying, because that's obviously worth more points. And they also captured the garrison.
Victory is close.
Really? I'm not so sure. See if we can assist over here and get this back again. See, these people are right up in the air. Look up there. 1, 3. It's the closest. Wow, there's loads of them over there. There's one down here. Here we go. And it's a bomber. He's trying to come across. Where he was. Where did he go? Where did he go? Wow, he's fast. Considerably faster than me. I'll struggle to get him. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, there's two of them now. This is not going to be easy. Yeah. 2 on 1 is not... and I've got problems. May as well cause some damage because I think I'm about to get blown up. Yeah. Oh well.
Hang in there. The main thing now is to retain the initiative.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Anyway, so you can skip and you can go back if you want to, or you can press T now and you can go behind other individuals. So here we go. Look, I press T then. So here's one of my fellow team pirates. Trying to steal away the airport. It's not going to. We're not going to get it. He's given up with that one. He's gone too far away. And then you can press the mouse and it should take you to the next person. Here we go. Oh, he's one of our bombers. Oh, he's doing rather well. I'm not sure where he's just sat there. Who else we got left? Here's a real poorly looking low-level bomber. Level 2 though. He's looking a bit sorry for himself, is he, this one? Here's another one on a stall warning. Loitering with intent. Go on, see you drop some bombs.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
Apparently we won that one. Not right sure how, to be honest. But there we go. But we did. Right, let's go back to the hangar. There's a few other things that you can do in the hangar, which I'll show you now, which can help you survive a little bit longer. Not all of it free, I have to say. Some of it is though, but not all of it. Come on, come on, come on. My own connection's a little bit slower today. Okay, so yeah, we spoke about those already. Score, where was I? Not in a pretty good place this time. Yeah, pretty low down the ranking, to be honest. Right, okay. Over here then, so pilot skills. Here's one of the ones then. So here is pilot skills. As with most of the Wargaming Inept games, then obviously they've got a Wikipedia page. You can go on there, and then for each of the airplanes it'll tell you which is the better one of these to pick. Each one of these look like the fire resistance. Obviously it takes one mastery skill, and obviously the more battles you do, look, there's your when that gets to the top, you've gained a mastery skill point, and that's, you can pick this one or you can pick this one, sort of stuff. But obviously you have to bank 1 point. Look, you can get up to 15 points banked, and then obviously that's the skill points. Like it says, free skill points. You know, you've got to do a lot to get them. But obviously then you can start stacking things up. But you can only have a couple of items. And I'll show you where in a second. So there are a few other things. They do benefits, you know, for each one. That's, as you said, chance of injury is reduced by 20% there. You know, controllability is improved by 25%. So that's quite a decent one, isn't it, guys? But each plane favours a certain type of skill point as well. Yeah, you can choose if you wish to click fast training. Look, but there's the cost involved. You know, if you want to pay coin, I don't think so. But you can get straight up there instantly for 400 coins. I'm not even going to ask how much that costs. I'm not clicking any buttons like that. Or if you wanted to go straight to 90%, it just costs obviously the game skill points value. So those are the free ones that you get basically as you take part in battles. So if we close that down, I think I'm on 106k, yeah, roughly I am. So, but yeah, that's that bit there, to be honest. What else have we got as well? There are other things you can do. Yeah, well, yeah, paint shop as well. Here's another thing. So the paint shop itself. So each of the maps you saw, I was in a winter map then, wasn't I then? So here is a winter map thing. At the moment I'm on no bonuses, which is the X. You can obviously then paint your set aircraft if you want to. Not sure why that's going to help in the winter, but apparently it does. What exactly? Here we go, look. Plus 20 on concealment. Would have thought being quite the opposite personally, but there we go. Tolerance to anti-aircraft guns, you can see, look, and tolerance to obviously damage from gunners, as in that's the rear gunners as we spoke about on other planes, which we're going to try one of mine in a minute as well, the heavy fighters. Yeah, anyway, so you know, if you're over the sea a lot, then obviously there's a marine one as well, so people above you can't see you so easily. There's a desert strike one as well, so it does make them look quite different, depending on which battle zone you're fighting in. Unlike World of Warships, so you can put on several. So I can pick this one here in the desert. I could, you know, yeah, I've already got that one there. Look, and if you want to go into the marine, you could have that one there. So you can apply several if you choose to. And there you go. Look, so it can be there forever if you want to. You got to pay the luscious coin as ever, or you can have it for 30 days if you wish to for 40k in the you know, in-game credits that you get. So I could probably afford that if I wanted to for the month. Or for 7 days, it's just half the price. So double that up, 14 days, you get in 2 weeks worth for free. If you're just using in-game sort of like point score credits as well. But I don't think I'll be ever putting out 100 coins just to change the paint colour. That's the paint thing. Obviously, take them all off would be a good idea because I don't want to do any of that. Excuse me. Yeah, and obviously there's things you can do as well, which is quite amusing. Or maybe not. So when we zoom in on the nose cone, then you can obviously paint them in different colours. So there's a pretty garish yellow, and obviously, yeah. Anyway, you can see, or you can put some, you know, the classic sort of markings that they had back in that time. Which is, I'm not sure why you want that one, but there we go. Anyway, they're there. So there's some amusing stuff that you can have. Sometimes there's quite a long list, and sometimes there isn't. So obviously, normally each flight had their own specific sort of colour scheme, didn't they? So you can pick and choose however you see fit. And the other one is obviously emblems as well. So they go normally on the tail fin, or sometimes it's halfway down the fuselage or something. They have different logos as well. Anyway, that's about it. Oh dear, right. So, yeah, that's that. Right, anyway, where did we get to? Let's have a look then. So we're going to the next type of plane. So we've had a look at some of these multi-role sort of fighters. Let's have a look at the attack aircraft. So these are quite different. So these actually you're supposed to sort of like drive in slowly and then or just stay in the general area, and you do air-to-air fighting from quite a substantively plane. But obviously from the rear as well, you have a rear gunner as well, so he can actually take out other airplanes as they're coming in to try and fly behind you. These planes here are probably best used for taking out bombers. They don't have that much maneuverability, and if a fighter plane is coming in, then obviously he's definitely going to be able to turn. You can see the size difference anyway between this, which is quite large, even in a small level plane compared to the sort of like multi-row, and the fighters are even smaller. So, but you'll get the general gist. We'll have a little look at this. We'll see the difference in combat capabilities, which I wouldn't say it's worse at all, but I would just say it's different. It's a different type of gameplay.
Attention! You are entering the combat zone. Get ready for battle. Good luck.
Right, looks like we've got another winter setting. Ah, so that must be the style of plane, in fact. So that's the name of the plane. Look, and it's the style, because now I've changed to this. I should look at what those symbols mean. I have to say, it looks like it's the style of plane anyway. So one thing this does have, it does have a boost for a lot longer. It's got more of a boost time. It was about what, 4 or 5 seconds, wasn't it? So where are we heading to first? Let's see where everybody goes.
You are approaching the front line. Off we go.
You can switch to turret this time. Look, so I'm the rear gunner, which means the front will just keep firing, and I can fire as the gunner, which is quite nice. And I can switch back to the front. And if I'm in the front mode, then obviously I fly the plane, and the turret at the rear is automatic. So there's all the whoa, this thing's very slow and cumbersome. Yeah, so I can accelerate, look, and what do I get? I get 25 seconds of boost on this one. I suppose we could have a... What's that? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Too far away to hit him, so... Very similar type of aircraft as mine. Quite slow and stable, but very strong. Multi-role plane would have died by now, considerably. Wow, that took a while. Okay, let's have an amusing session. Let's have a look at the turret. What can I see? Anything at all? Anything above me? No. Anything around? No. Not at all. But there is something off to the side. I am getting shot at. To the side. There he is.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
Why are you just sitting there like a lunatic? Okay. So that's what the rear gunner can do anyway. Quite a bit of damage. It's the first time I've used it in combat. So yeah, these planes are quite strong. Where's the closest one? Press the X. It's over here. There he is there. That's him. So obviously this is obviously a airfighter, which means I haven't got rockets, so there's no point trying to attack the anti-aircraft guns. There we are, you're dead. Oh, that wasn't very nice. We are definitely in trouble here. Right, there's an enemy on my tail. Let me level out and see if I can make a difference on trying to kill him. Oh, somebody already has. Thank you very much. That's very nice. Everybody else is too far away.
All positions are captured by the enemy.
Including me, I just died. Shot the sky by anti-aircraft guns. Look at that, we're not doing very well. All 4 zones captured by the enemy. And oh, it was you, was it? Wow. In your Hawk 75M. Right. Let's get back to it. Most people are going to the centre, aren't they? Yeah. It's like a rear view camera, isn't it? Really? Or you can zoom in as well. I didn't realise that. Centre mouse wheel as well at the same time. Right. Okay. There's something new I've learnt. How are we doing for time? 50 minutes. 10 more minutes and we'll call this one a day. Someone's coming in from the side. Wow, that was fast.
The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
I think we took out that plane just by crashing into him. Oh, well. Been taken out, but it's underneath the timeline, so I should get a chance to spawn again. Wow, flipping heck. We are not doing too well. Nope.
Go back to base.
We were rubbish, basically. So you can see there's quite a bit of difference. Okay, it's quite a hard plane. No, it's a plane with a bit more survivability. But it's slower to turn, it's harder to fight air to air and that sort of stuff. I'm sure as you get further along the tech tree, they probably get better. At the moment, I'm not a great fan of that aeroplane. Sort of one I want to try and get through and get onto the one below it and see what. In fact, what does come next? Let's have a little look. Let's get back into the hangar and take a look, because that didn't enthrall me too much. So 4.4k of the luscious silver. Team score right down there. Look at that. Like, pretty rubbish. Mind you, we were up against some level 3 planes. What was that thing that shot me out of the sky? It was something 57, wasn't it? Oh, right. Was it that one? Can't remember what it was now. Anyway, there are quite a few, yeah, level 3 planes in on there. Tier 3, level 3, when I call it. Right, okay, let's have a look at the tech tree. So what would come below this thing? What's this? Survivability 12. So what's the survivability on this one here? So it's 8. Airspeed 5. Bombs and rockets, nothing. So still no bombs and rockets, but survivability is 12, so there we go, it's a boost of 50% straight away. Airspeed is 8, and manoeuvrability is 21. And manoeuvrability on this thing here, wow, so it's got even less manoeuvrability. Alright, that's a right stinker, isn't it? Altitude performance is 2. What comes after that? Manoeuvrability 21, airspeed, survivability 18. I'm not really liking these this series. Might go across and do some bombers. The thing is, you've got to go down these sort of trees to jump across. So, but we have some reasonable sort of yeah, they look fun, don't they? We'll keep going as the month progresses, and I might be able to get into this one. Hopefully, with a bit of luck. I don't know if I can buy it. No, look at that. I still require some points. And then there's another skin for it later on. 2 more engine upgrades. The rear turret modifier as well, and then look at that, some decent bombs on board. We like those, they come standard anyway, so good fun. Probably get shot out of the sky in an instant, but what else we got in the combat plane? So next one is this one here. This I can probably research this one. I might not bother and just go for a bomber, I think. 37. Oh yeah, I could probably, yeah, I could get that one. But and then there's obviously an upgrade. There's some upgrades there as well. But yeah, we'll it's branching out into the next tiers is what you want. So we've got pure fighters on that side there, and there's some more on this side here. I'm not quite sure why there's. I have to work out why there's 2 different strains, obviously. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Getting into the bottom stuff. They're obviously different styles. I'll have to look what they are. Jet fighters. I don't think I'll be getting down to that at any time soon, to be honest. I'm certainly not going into the purchasing of obviously the premium items anyway. Right. That's an hour. That's probably enough, to be honest. Don't think we need to do any more. Excuse me. Like I said, you know, so you can. One thing we haven't looked at is the profile itself, and so it just basically tells you how rubbish you are in this one here. So my first couple of sorties, I wasn't doing too hot, I have to say, but my percentages come up, so my victories are above 50% now, so that's not bad, is it? Taking part in now 35 battles. I haven't drawn any at all, and in fact, about 4 hours. Okay, so I thought it was a bit more than that, but it's only 4 hours of 15. Now is that? So that's total flying hours. Obviously, you've got to take a while in the hangar and a while to get the game loading. Sorry, the combat loading. So it does take a little bit longer. But yeah, and that's, remember those little flaglets sort of coming up? There you go. So there we go. There's the achievements. So what have I got? Different sort of epic achievements. Don't see that ever happening for me, to be honest. Got some honoraries. 2 of these. Oh, you get multiples of the same ones. I didn't realise that. I thought once you got it, you got it. That was it. There's a few there. People like collecting badges, you know, as ever. And memorabilia, nothing at all. Well, I've only just started playing, so. Like I said, is this a fast-hitting game? No, it's not. Is it something that's going to light up your life? Probably not. Is it something you can just pick up, have a little play, and then put it away again? Yes, it is. Does it cost anything? No. So, apart from a monster download, which I think was like 2.5 gigs or something like that, but there is an option to download it with less detail or with more detail as well. So, you can choose either or. depending on what you want, to be honest. But the air combat is quite good fun once you get into it. Quite enjoyed that, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, right. Sort by nations, that sort of stuff. Achieve. Don't really need that. Like I say, I'm not going to go and sell anything off because I've only literally just started. They're all basically. Oh, there's obviously there's modules and you know, these are the things that you you know, once you get rid of the airframes that you don't want, you can sell off certain modules. Some planes use the same modules, so just be sort of cautious on that. Consumables. Oh look, I've seemed to have won a few. Didn't realise that either. Fire extinguishers and bits. I'll have to look into these things then. There's the airframe parts, but they're all like much higher tiers and that sort of stuff. So I've got plenty of time to worry about that sort of thing. Yeah. Anyway. So that's it. So yeah, World of Warplanes. It's there. Play it if you want to. You know, if you want a bit of air-to-air combat and that sort of stuff, that's free to play. Then hook it up, have fun, and I'll have another go next weekend as well. So I'm off this week for the whole week. Another busy week for me. So I'm out and about, and I won't be back online until this time next week. So in between, enjoy yourselves and have fun. Take care. All the best.